Good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. Let's take a moment just to settle. Let your mind open gently. And into this quiet, let us invite the life and witness of Douglas V. Steere, a man whose entire being seemed shaped by attentiveness, simplicity, and a deep faith in the transforming power of listening. Douglas Steere was born on August the 31st, 1901, in Harbor Beach, Michigan, and lived until February the 16th, 1995. His life stretched across nearly the entire 20th century, touching world wars, shifting cultures, and the formation of new global relationships. Yet through all these eras, Steere remained faithfully anchored in the contemplative heart of the Quaker tradition, the practice of listening for the divine within and between persons. Steere was a philosopher, a theologian, a teacher, and an ecumenist. But more than that, he was a pilgrim of the inner life. He spent most of his academic career at Haverford College, forming generations of students through his gentle but rigorous approach to spiritual formation. To him, education was not mere intellectual growth. It was an awakening of the soul to its own depths. He believed profoundly that the world is held together not by force or brilliance, but by the fragile, grace-filled practice of listening. Listening to God, listening to one another, and listening to the quiet movements of conscience. This theme appears again and again in his writings, especially in his well-loved reflections on prayer and spiritual companionship. One of Steere's most influential ideas was his conviction that every encounter with another person is a kind of sacrament. He wrote that we must approach each life with a sense of reverence. For God is always working in the interior life of every person we meet. In this sense, Steere saw life itself as a continuous pilgrimage of mutual discovery. Each of us unfinished, yet luminous with possibility. During the Second World War, Steere played a role in humanitarian and relief efforts, traveling to war-torn Europe and helping establish the American Friends Service, a committee that worked at reconciliation. These experiences opened him to the resilience and suffering of others, broadening his sense of the human condition. He later became a key figure in the ecumenical movement, contributing to the Second Vatican Council. He attended there as an invited observer, a rare honor for a Quaker, and there he helped build bridges between Christian traditions, emphasizing the centrality of prayer and the inward guidance as common ground. Steere's spirituality was gentle but firm, humble yet profoundly rooted. He taught that prayer is not so much words as it is attention, a turning of the heart toward the divine presence already within us. He encouraged silence not as escape, but as a place of encounter where the soul meets God honestly and without pretense. He once remarked, "To listen another's soul into life, this is holy work." Perhaps this was the hallmark of his ministry, the steady, compassionate art of helping others discover their own depth. As we reflect on Steere's life now, we might pause and ask ourselves, where in my life am I being invited to listen more deeply? Which conversations, relationships, or inner stirrings need my gentler attention? Where might God be waiting in the quiet spaces between my words? Steere reminds us that the spiritual life is not dramatic. It is slow, tender, and patient. It unfolds in ordinary days, in unhurried conversations, in the willingness to be present to another person without judgment or fear. He lived 93 years. And by the end of them he had become, quietly, faithfully, a companion to countless souls seeking direction. Yet he never pointed to himself. Like a true contemplative, he pointed always towards the divine presence as a light within, a guide alongside, and a mystery ahead. As this reflection closes, allow a moment of silence. Let the spirit of listening that shaped him settle gently upon your own heart. May Douglas Steere's witness remind us that beneath every conversation, beneath every sigh of the world, beneath every longing of the heart, God is already speaking, and we are invited to listen. Amen.